So, you are a graduating senior and life is about to get real. But Auntie is here to help you along the way. I'm going to talk to you about the things that I wish somebody would have talked to me about regarding finances early on in my life. And I hope that this really helps you. My name is Imani, and I am the Healthy Finance Coach. And in today's video, I will be discussing Adulting 101. What does Adulting 101 mean? It means about to get real. You are on your own, you are taking on more financial responsibilities, and there's certain things that you need to know in order to do it properly and in order to set yourself up for healthy financial habits and success for your future. I want you to be like me, if not better, and be able to, at the age of 40 plus, because women don't tell their age, to live off of the savings that you put aside when you were in your early 20s. You can do it. So, let's talk about this. What are the things that you need to know when trying to set up yourself for financial success, future financial success? One, you need to know how to manage your money. And managing your money starts with discipline. I had a conversation with my son today, and I love talking with my kids because they are where you are. They're young adults, and they're trying to find their way. He works. He doesn't work full time. He works part time. He still lives at home, but he wants to save because saving is important. Now, when you become a millionaire, you may have a different mindset, but for right now, you're starting off and you want to make sure that you're saving and you're getting in the habit of saving your money. You could be saving for a rainy day. You can be saving because you want to purchase something significant, or you can be saving because you just want a cushion. You want to be able to tap into that money anytime you feel you need to tap into that money. So, what's the best way to save? You earn your money, you go to work. The best way to save is to put aside first, before you pay anything, 10 to 20% of your paycheck. Let's talk layman's terms. What does that mean? You have $100, 10% of that is $10. 20% of that is $20. Put that up into a savings account or invest it, but something where you're not touching it, but you have easy access to it. That's the best way to go about that. Okay, so now you want to save, right? You want to have a little cushion. What's the next thing you need to think about? A banking account. Everyone, probably that should come first because you won't be able to save without that. But everyone needs a banking account. If your parents did right by you, they would have opened a banking account for you before you left high school. But sometimes that doesn't happen. So now you have to open up your own banking account. What's the best way to open up a banking account? Now, in the days that we live in, you can open a banking account online. But how do you know which banking account is best for you? You're going to have to do a little bit of research. I'll do another video on how to select banking accounts. But what I want you to look at when you're selecting a bank account is the fees that they take out every month, because you don't want them to be taking out more fees than money that you're putting in. Sometimes if you have automatic deposit or direct deposit from your job, they will waive the fees. But that's the one thing you really want to look at. Look at the fees. So you've opened up your bank account, you're saving 10 to 20% of your pay, and you're putting it in your savings account. The next thing you want to look at is your checking account and how you are managing the money within your checking account. These are all the things I want you to open up your mind to, because this is what reality is. This is life. You receive a paycheck, it goes into your banking account. You have a checking account. The checking account is usually where you pay your bills from. And then you have a savings account, and that's something that you really don't want to touch unless it's necessary. What other things should you be thinking about? Well, you need to think about credit. Yes, most likely, especially if you go to college, they will, and I mean they by banking institution or credit card institutions, will offer to you a credit card. Why do they do this? Because they know that you are educating yourself and you will one day make more money. So they want to get you while you're young. But what I want you to do is I want you to build discipline surrounding the credit card. Let me give you a little example. My son, who lives home, bought a car. Things happen when you buy a car. You're responsible for brakes, you're responsible for batteries, you're responsible for washer fluid and oil changes. Those things are not covered under warranty, but sometimes they can be very pricey. Why do you need a credit card? To offset that priciness. So you can purchase it with the credit card and pay it off in increments. It makes it a little easier for your budget. However, I need you to pay attention to a few things when you are selecting a credit card. One, you want to select a credit card that has a lower interest rate. What is the interest rate? It's the percentage of money or dollars that they charge you. That's their way of charging you for borrowing their money. Credit is not your money, credit is their money. I need for you to understand that credit, until you become a million or billionaire, is very important. And then I want you to understand again that credit, even when you become a millionaire or billionaire, is important, because who wants to use their own money? Nobody. The world runs on credit. Look at the United States of America. We are in debt because we borrow. Most countries borrow. Most humans borrow. No one wants to use their own money because using your own money is not the safest way. Look at it this way. If you use a credit card and something goes wrong, or you pre-purchase something, pre-purchase to get your hair done, or you pre-purchase something online. If something happens with that transaction, it's easier for you to go to your credit card institution and say, listen, I did not receive the service or the product that I purchased. I want my money back. It's easier for you to do that than to use your cash or your money from your bank account and ask for that back. So credit is very important, and I need for you to understand you do not, I repeat, if you haven't listened to nothing I said yet, Auntie is telling you the real. You do not want to mess up your credit and be like me when I was in my early 20s, because no one told me not to mess up my credit. Once you mess up your credit, it follows you for 7 years. It sits on your credit report. You may get a little bit of relief after 3 years. You may be able to get some more things secured or, lower limits, but you do not. Listen to me when I tell you, you do not want to mess up your credit. So what do you do when you have a credit card and you need to use it? If you can, listen to me very carefully. If you can, keep your utilization rate. A utilization rate is the percentage that they like for you to stay under so that it doesn't mess your credit up. And the utilization rate for credit cards is 30%. Let me break that down for you. $100 credit limit on your credit card. They want you to only use $30. I know that sounds ridiculous, right? Because there's some things that just cost more. However, if you absolutely 100% need to use more than that, pay it off before the end of the month. I repeat, pay it off before the end of the month. If you're not able to pay it off before the end of the month, then pay the amount, the difference between the 30% and whatever overage, right? So let's say you use $70 of that credit card and you are 40% over the utilization rate. Give them $40 so that you can get it down to 30 before the end of the month. Okay? Do not mess your credit up. I've told in a previous video how I messed my credit up, but I'm going to tell you briefly in this video how I did it. I went off to college by myself, sight unseen. I had never visited the campus. It was exciting. I was getting away from home. I was happy to be an adult and free and making my own decisions. But like I said, this was not taught in high school. My parent did not teach me this, and no one else taught me this. So when I saw all of these tables set up outside of the dorms with nothing but credit card institutions offering us credit, I went for it. It was exciting. I didn't have a job at the time. I had, work study hadn't started. I needed cash. I needed money. I came from a household that was lower income. So it wasn't like I had a big cushion of money sitting in a bank account for me to access. So I applied to as many as I could. I had 6 credit cards, but I did not know how to manage those 6 credit cards. I'm focusing on this and staying on this a lot because you are going to need to build a good credit history and establishment in order to get the things that you want as an adult. What are some of the things that you're going to need your credit for? You're going to need credit to get a car unless you're purchasing with cash. I'm even seeing a lot of car dealerships now who don't accept cash, or what they're doing, which is even worse, is adding more money to the car if you're going to pay for it with cash. So now it makes more sense to borrow credit and pay off the credit because you actually benefit with the price of the car. But in order for you to borrow credit, you have to have a good credit history. What else do you need credit for? You need credit to get your first apartment. They're going to ask you for your social security number. They're going to ask you your credit history. They're going to pull your credit. And depending on your FICO score, which is the score that they give you, and it can range, I believe, 300 to 850, 900 in some cases, they're going to give you a number. The higher the number, the better you are. The more likely you will get everything that you want to get. So these are the reasons why you need to establish good credit. And this is why I'm staying on this long term. Okay? The other thing that you'll need is for when you want to purchase a home. Okay? That's probably going to be the biggest purchase that you will ever make outside of marriage. Right? Because we know marriage can be pricey. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not at Adulting 101 just yet. But you're going to need credit in order to purchase a home. Please, I say please, listen to me when I say, do not mess up your credit. It's the worst thing that you can do. Okay? So I just wanted to stay on that a little bit. However, the other thing you're going to need as an adult to learn, and I see this a lot with my children, is how to speak to people on the phone when you have questions about your health insurance, doctor's appointments, credit cards, banks, all of those things. You have to build the confidence to be able to make a phone call for yourself rather than calling your parents to do it for you. Because unfortunately, mommy and daddy have lives, and for some, they may not be around. So this is something that I need for you to build some confidence in. No one's going to harm you for making a phone call, right? So if you need to call the doctor for a doctor's appointment, you pick up your phone, you Google the phone number to the doctor's office. Most likely you already have an established doctor. You can ask your parents who they are. And then you call the doctor and you say, "Hi, my name is," insert your name. I need to see the doctor. Either I'm sick, which is a sick appointment, or I'm well and I need a checkup, or annual, they call it, when you're just checking your health. I need to set up an appointment for an annual wellness visit. Can you help me with that? Most likely, they're going to ask you what your availability is. You may or may not know until they give you times, right? Or they may just give you times and say, the next available appointment for the doctor is whatever that date is. If it does not work for you, you don't hang up. You don't say, oh, okay. You say, what is the next available appointment, the earliest available appointment that the doctor has? These are the things I want you to get used to doing, because this is just a part of being an adult. And I know that parents have taken their kids, probably up until the age of 18, to the doctor, but now it's your time. So it's just follow up questions. You have to ask these things. If for any reason you need to contact the health insurance company to see whether a doctor is covered, or whether whatever it is you want to get done is covered, you use the phone number on the back of your health insurance card, which you would receive from your parents, because most likely you are still under your parents' insurance, unless you really are adulting and you have your own job and your own health insurance. Either way, you look on the back of your health insurance card. Okay? You contact that number. You put all the information that it asks you for. It's going to ask you either for the number, your social security card, those type of things it's going to ask you for. And you input that information in, and then you will be able to speak to a live representative. If for any reason it doesn't allow you to speak to a live representative, this is what I want you to be able to get used to when you're calling automated numbers. When it says, what do you need, or what can I help you with? Say representative. And just keep saying representative until you get a live representative. Once you receive the live representative, you say, listen, I want to go for an annual wellness. Is this covered? What date does it start? What date does the coverage start? That's what you would be asking. Okay? It's very important to learn how to speak to people, because you're going to need information. And if you do not have the confidence to speak to those people to get the information, you're going to be lost. And the last thing you want to do is keep asking your parents for advice, because you do want to adult, right? That's why you're watching this. You want to become an adult and you don't want it to be hard. Let me help you. It is going to be hard because it's new, and you were, for the majority of your life, taken care of. And these things were handled by an adult. But in order for that adult to handle it, they had to adult. And so I'm teaching you how to adult. The other thing that I would say that I wish that I knew when it came to finances is how to get back on track with my finances sooner. So it wasn't until I actually started working full-time, left college, started working a full-time job, that I understood that the credit that I messed up, I would have been able to fix sooner rather than later. So it wasn't until 2 to 3 years after I messed up my credit, no, probably longer than that, maybe 3 to 4 years after I messed up my credit, that I realized I could have fixed it. How do you fix your credit when you messed it up? Well, there are reporting bureaus, and they are under the FICO reporting system. You have Experian, you have Equifax, and you have TransUnion. What I suggest is for you to come up with a letter. I can help you with the letter. Leave a comment if you need help with the letter, and mail it. Do not do the online, but mail it. The letter should say something like, this does not belong to me, or this violates some type of HIPAA law, or something of that nature, they have to investigate that account. If for any reason they investigate that account and they contact the creditor does not respond within 30 days, they have to remove that from your credit report. Them removing that from your credit report will increase your FICO score. FICO score, in most cases, is everything. Some places, if they're not so stringent upon FICO scores, will just review your credit report to see how your credit history is, to see how your payments have been. Have you missed a lot of payments and things of that nature? They will do that. But that is one thing that I kind of wish that I would have known, because I would have corrected that earlier on. However, when I did do it, I was able to remove probably 4 out of those 6 credit cards off of my credit report. And it does help a lot. So these are just some of the things. I will go into detail as you let me know what it is that you want to learn. That's the best way for me to address these videos. But my goal is to break generational financial curses, and it starts with you, because all the information that I'm going to give you, you will pass it down to the people that you love and share it with the people that you love, so that you can be a change for them, and then they can be a change for them, and then they can be a change for them. And guess what? Our communities will get stronger. You'll probably see less people in jail, because the majority of people in jail are there because they were trying to get money that, you know what I mean? Like, they were trying to get money and they did it illegal ways. When if you learn how to manage your money and how to build healthy financial habits and discipline surrounding money, you won't have to do those things. So I am ready to change this society, this world. Everyone can use financial literacy, financial education, and up their ones. Everyone. So share this video if this has been helpful for you, and let's build a community. I'm excited. I'm gung-ho. We're about to change some lives, and it starts with you. But pass this along, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment. Oh, don't forget to like this video if it's been helpful for you. And please comment the things that you need to learn more about, because I am here to help and trying to make it engaging. Kids are a little different. I come from a different generation, but I know that this is the best route for you to actually be and have a little more joy in your life, because who wants to be broke? If you know me, I don't even use that word. You're not in my budget. But who wants to make sure that they have the money so that they can do the things that they want to do? Raise your hand. Okay? So thank you for watching this video, and until the next time, the Healthy Finance Coach is here to be your guide. Take care.